Thank you pala to those who sent me the questions last week. I'm actually gonna answer all of them tonight. So it said, did you take medications? No, I actually did not. I did not take any medications. Because in the first place, I only found out that I had clinical depression when I was in college na. Okay, when I was in college. And I was so scared to seek for help. I was so scared to seek for help. Kaya nga, pero I only sought for help in ano na, when I was working as a preschool teacher. Okay, pero he did not prescribe any medications naman. But I'm also glad that I wasn't on any medications kasi um it really forced me to do something about my situation without having to take anything or what. But for those people who have depression or any mental illness and is taking are taking medications, no problem, okay. But I would also recommend that you slowly, like, maybe you can ask your doctor about this. You can slowly, like, minimize the dosage of your medications, so eventually you can be um you could be free from those medications, not have to take anything. Okay, so it's also very important to nourish your mind all the time. Okay, so while you're taking these medications, you are setting yourself up for a positive life, a happy life, diba? So it's also very important. So yeah, no, I did not take any medications. Yun. When were you diagnosed? So I was diagnosed in college. I actually, and I did not actually mean to have myself diagnosed. Kasi there was this case study in Ateneo, parang, and looking for participants for self, in relation to self-harm. So they're looking for females who practice self-harm, and that's what I did. Okay, sadly, that's what I did. Since I was 8 years old. So I volunteered as a participant, not knowing what I was getting myself into. And that's where I was diagnosed. Kasi, syempre, they studied my life, they asked me about my history and everything. And that's when I found out na I actually had clinical depression. Okay, so it was, so imagine from 8 years old to like college. I think that was about third year, fourth year college na that I was diagnosed. Okay. Yun. Did you know you were depressed at the start? So, no, but um, of course, when I was a kid, I couldn't understand what I was going through. Parang I was sad, but I didn't know why. And it was only till I reached my um, like young adult years that I was able to analyze my life, look back, um, and of course, when did I overcome depression? It was just last year lang. So I mean, I would still have episodes every now and then, but actually super rare. I don't even remember the last time I had. But what do you call this? It Ayan, I was able to overcome it last year lang. So it took me a long time to really realize na I had it. So um but I had dreams. I had certain dreams that told me that I was running away from something. So, and these dreams were recurring. I had them since I was a kid, and they usually were about someone trying to kill me, someone trying to chase after me, and me running away. So I'd always wake up sweating and crying and out of breath. Kasi yun nga, like I feel like it's so real, like it looks so real. And I searched on the internet like what it means being chased after someone, and it's usually like a black figure. It's usually a black figure, and that's a big person trying to chase after me, wanting to kill me. That's really the intention. So um and I would consult my CLE teacher, and she gave me like this bottle of holy water to spray on my pillow every single night, because she was saying na parang that's the devil trying to get into my head, because nga I was religious back in the day, like well, I'm more like spiritual and sort of religious, but it was she was telling me na the devil tried to enter into my head, and that's what the devil does. They try to ruin your life as much as possible. So And that's what I thought, na he was trying to attack me through my dreams, and I didn't quite understand. And now that I'm out of the picture, kasi diba, you cannot see the whole picture if you're still stuck in the frame. So now that I'm out of the frame pala, I I could I see these little signs that were telling me that I actually had clinical depression, and one of which was through my dreams. I was running away from something. I was running away from my fears, running away from that fact that I actually had it. Because I was in denial also. Yun, I didn't understand. So yeah, that's why I think it's very important that we always we need to take that step back and look at our life, and not just go with the traffic of our thoughts, go with the, the busyness of life, kasi we need to take a break. I feel like in school, like the only time we actually take a break is when we have retreats, mga recollections. So, but I think every single day we need to have that break for ourselves. Like take that deep breath, try to not I don't want to be that like self-help guru and tell you to meditate or what, but I you need that time for yourself, at least like 5 seconds of just like, staying calm and like being in the present. Okay, kasi we don't if we go with the flow of things, then we're just gonna get caught up in the chaos, diba? And all the the mess in this world and everything. So yeah, you need to take time to kind of analyze also your life and not just go on with it. So here, what are some of the things we need to avoid saying to those who are depressed? Okay, so I am not like a psychiatrist or what, but so this is a disclaimer. I'm so my answer to this question, it's not that I'm insisting. I don't want to insist for people to not say these words, okay? But I would have to say that they help if you avoid saying these words. Okay. So and in the end for like people like me who have or had depression, it's still we cannot rely on other people to change for us, or to or also to change us. Okay. So whether or not they say these things or they don't, we still have to do something about our situation. Okay. So yeah, what are some of the things we need to avoid saying to those who are depressed? Okay. um I wrote here, smile ka naman dyan, or like cheer up. Okay, so when somebody opens up to you and says, hey, I'm going through depression, ganyan, and I need help, blah blah, if you say like just smile or like cheer up, like whatever, that's actually not gonna help, because they're already at that point where they need help. They're, probably at the lowest part of their life, and they can't just be happy at an instant, in a snap or what. Um so and at that moment they can only focus, they can only see the bad things, the wrong things that are happening in their life, them not being of help to people, them being a disappointment to other people, them not having worth in life. Um so I think as a friend, or maybe as a parent, the 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 nice thing to say, instead of saying like smile, whatever, maybe give them a reason to smile, right? Instead of just saying like, hey, smile, or like cheer up. Like give them a reason to smile. Like you could paint a picture of like something that they can of maybe an event that they can look forward to. Oh, like tomorrow we're going to be meeting your family, we're going to be seeing our friends, diba? Ganyan. So it's not necessarily like, oh, just smile or whatever. They need that help. They need the help of someone to paint that an image for them, na something that they can look forward to, um some things that they should be grateful for. Okay, so that's how you can intervene the proper way. Yun. Or for example, you're in an event and this person expresses that she or he is depressed, and you say, oy, wag ka naman KJ, parang everybody so happy, ikaw sobrang sad ka, like hindi ka nakikisama. Okay, so in those cases, yeah, um don't ever say that, hey, you're putting me down naman, or like you're ruining the mood, you're ruining the celebration, or whatever is going on. um I think it would be best to really, take that chance, kasi it's actually hard for people who are depressed to open up. Okay, so the fact that this person is expressing it to you, then that's your chance, to intervene. That's your chance to intervene. That means this person actually trusts you enough to help him or her. Okay, so take that chance na, okay, maybe you can, you know uh you could like step out first and then talk or whatever, like, oh, hey, what's wrong, ganyan ganyan. All right. Also, like, by saying, hey, people have it worse than you, like, ano ka ba, like, may iba nga dyan na, like, walang family, walang ganyan ganyan. So at that moment, kasi they wanna think about other people, di ba? Parang we just think about our situation, um na us feeling bad, whatever. So comparing us to other people isn't actually gonna help at that point. Okay, maybe yes, when we are not uh depressed, or like when we're not in that lowest part of our life, maybe you can say it na parang, hey, parang there's so many people out there na who don't have any families, ganyan, and you're so lucky to have one, to be surrounded by loving people, ganyan. Maybe you can say that siguro um when they're not at their lowest point nga. But yeah, I don't think it would be right also to compare that person with other people, lalo na if you're a parent and you compare your kid to the siblings, right? Okay. um Also, another thing is when you say, let's try to avoid saying na parang wala namang pinagbago, like you're trying to overcome depression, eh parang wala naman ata nagbago. Okay. So um parang you're saying something discouraging pa. So obviously it won't help. So um it's at that point they would want to hear things that they mga changes that they've made sa sarili nila, mga improvements that that have occurred, 'di ba? So um yeah, let's try to avoid saying na walang pinagbago, hindi, you didn't change, or um parang you got worse or whatever. Also, by saying that's nothing, or depression is an easy isolatable issue. So um for them kasi, for us, it's a big thing, especially when we are at that point na we're super depressed. Of course it's a thing, because we're feeling it, we're being so affected by it, so it's a thing and it needs to be addressed. So um what do you call this, it doesn't mean na it's not a physical thing, na parang let's say bukol na sobrang, let's say may itlog ka na sa ulo, and it's like someone saying na, ay, wala lang yan. Di ba? Parang, it doesn't mean na wala lang siya because it's not something you see, but it's still a thing. Okay, so it needs to be addressed. Okay. Also, by saying, ay, wala kang pinagbago, ganyan ka na forever. Nako, yung mga words na forever na in a way, you're in a bad way. So when you say the word yan, forever, na you're never gonna change, you're never gonna change, you're gonna be like that forever, ganyan. That's obviously not encouraging, kasi I'm sure, people who are depressed also want to get out of it, diba? Like, who wants to be depressed? Um, so you need to be that light in his or her point of darkness. Okay, you want to be that light instead of you bringing that person down, right? Especially if you're the friend or you're a parent. Also, another is um, parang siguro another is like, oh, labas ka pa ng labas, nagpa-party-party ka, eh depressed ka naman pala, 'di ba? Or like kanina lang umingiti ka, tas ngayon depressed ka pala. Okay. So the thing is about people who are depressed, our mood changes. It's not all the time na you see us going out of the house and like we're already like looking sad. Um, it's a reflex. When people say, "How are you?" "I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine." It's a reflex, diba? It takes a while. Maybe it takes this certain closeness with this person for him to actually really admit na I'm not fine. I'm not okay. But for us, it's a reflex. So whenever we want to show people that we're smiling, we're happy or whatever. Um so you can't really tell na a person is depressed unless you really analyze the person's life or what. Um so the thing other people need to understand, we all need to understand, is that our mood changes. Okay, so we can be happy, we can be sad, ganyan. Um we just need this like proper like outlet to express our feelings in a healthy way. So for example, parang when people found out I was depressed, they're like, "What? Hindi naman kita kasi I would be the in parties or whatever, I'd be the first one to talk. I'd initiate the conversation. I'm an extrovert also. But when I'm alone, that's when I implode. Okay, I don't actually explode. I implode because I start hitting myself, hurting myself, ganon. So yeah, we cannot really say na ba yan, parang fake mo ata yan, di ba? Parang kanina lang ngumingiti ka tapos ngayon depressed ka. So people don't just fake it, lalo na if they really have. Also, another thing is this: if you are really close to this person, you may be wondering also na baka naman my love wasn't enough, baka I didn't do enough for my friend or whatever. So you may be feeling that way as a friend, as a parent, but I suggest that you don't ask that to the person who is depressed. Yung na parang, wasn't my love enough? Didn't I, kasi nga, feeling depressed, no, sorry, being depressed, you already feel that sense of, uh, um, parang pagiging guilty. You feel like you are a disappointment to other people. So if they know that you've actually made your parent like feel unworthy or feel inadequate, 'di ba? Then I that may trigger the person's depression. Okay. So actually I was asked this by a relative of mine when I gave a talk. I gave a talk in a yeah, parang there was an event and I was asked to be the speaker. And my relative happened to be in the audience and she asked me, wasn't my love enough? Okay. But I'm just happy that I was already at that point na parang I'm not depressed. So I was able to answer her question properly. I said, no, it's not that you didn't love me enough. It's just that there was something um, that didn't fill me. Okay, and it was not her. Okay, it was my yearning for some attention, for love, diba? From other people, from someone other than her. Yeah. So yun. And what else? Yun. Also, when when people start talking about religion, na, oh, baka you don't, oh, baka you don't have a good relationship with God, baka you don't pray, yun, that's another thing. So, we actually don't want to get into, like, the, we don't actually want to get into, the religious part of but you can again say, you can suggest na we pray, you can suggest that we read the Bible, you can suggest we attend worship, but I guess not during the time that we are depressed, at the peak of our depression. Kasi nga we would tend to feel numb and space out and not really think of other things other than our situation. So for me, I had a really good relationship with God. I could say that I was even religious back when I was in grade school, high school, but um, and religious and spiritual. So that's actually a different thing. So I had a good relationship with God, but at the same time, na when it hits, it hits. Okay, so when I'm off, when I'm out of it, I make sure that I nourish again. I nourish my mind. I make sure I'm listening to things that are positive, watching things that don't contaminate my brain, my mind, my thoughts, diba? So yeah, we don't want to get God involved whenever someone opens up to you that, yeah, I'm depressed, and he or she is at the peak of her or his depression. Okay, yeah, you don't you I suggest that you don't say na parang, oh, you don't have a relationship with God, you probably don't pray or what. Okay, so next